Hello everyone, and thank you so much for purchasing this template. In this short video I would like to show you how to use this template and adjust it as per your needs. So the first way or the first thing that you should do once you have downloaded and extracted all the files is you should go to this text document and just go to all these different links and download the fonts that were used in creating this templates from these links. Right, they are for free, so you can use them. You don't have to pay anything else. Just download them, install them, and you're good to go. Next, I would suggest you go to the preview files folder and you open the preview file over here. What this is going to do is it's going to open up in your web browser, and it's going to give you a preview of all the different code animations that this pack has. This way you can understand what you're going to be working with and what suits your project the best. So whether you want to work with a zoom out version of the code, or whether you want a 3D version of the code, or whether you want a simple flat one. So for tutorial purposes, let's go for flat code 01, right? And everything else works pretty much the same. So I'm going to go for flat code 1, but you can choose anything you want. So once you have decided which one you like and which one you want to work with, you can go to the After Effects files folder. And here are basically some versions. So here is an all-in-one 4K and Full HD version. This is basically having a full combination of all the three different sets that are being offered in the template. This is great if you're working with multiple files and you want to use different versions of the code in one video, or if you're working on multiple videos, then it's great to include these into your projects. But assuming saying that maybe you have a low config machine, or maybe your project already is quite heavy and you just want to work with one or two quotes, then what you can do is you can decide which category you want to work with. If I want to work with flat, decide which resolution you want to work with. I'm going to go for 4K. And you can choose this file. This is again a main file, meaning it has all the flat titles, so all the flat quote animations. Or you can what I have done is I've taken the time and I have divided them into their separate files. So we wanted to work with flat 01, right? This way we can take a very light file and we can merge it into our ongoing project. So this is right now empty, but I'm going to assume that for you, you already have stuff over here. It can be videos, it can be other animations, stuff like that. So you can just simply drag and drop this into your project panel, and this way the file is only 604 KB. It's not that heavy. It doesn't slow down your machine, and you can get started. So assuming you did this, right, you have imported your file into your After Effects. You can rename this if you like, if you are not a big fan of the naming scheme, but I've tried to name it as much properly as I could. So it's 4K flat and then 01. So once you open this folder, you can go to the 01 flat, right? This way you can see what I have written and what you want to change. So say you want to change the text, right? You can go to text replace here folder, and you can decide text 1, text 2, text 3, and text 4, right? So I'm going to go for text 1, and I'm just going to simply type out some random words. True measure of success, the true measure of maybe I'll change this to hard work, right? And sometimes what's going to happen is that your line is going to go a little bit outside. You can just scale it down like this. And now if we come back to our main 01, you can see that the line has been changed. So before over here there was success, now it's hard work. So you can go in here and you can type in whatever you want and it's gonna update. We can do the same thing for the credit. So Stephen Richards, maybe we want to change that to say something else. So I'm gonna go for your company, right? Maybe you just want to include a company name or a brand name. And then if you come back, you can see that the animation updates, right? There you go. Now how do you change the duration? Now the duration part is very simple. You can just take this layer, right, and you can move it to the left or to the right, depending on how long you want the animation to be. So sometimes you may want the animation to come in and then to hold for some time, so you can just take this and you can move this ahead like so, and as you can see, all this time it's gonna hold. And sometimes you just want it to come and then to go away quickly, so you can push this towards the left, and this way it's going to come in, it's going to hold for a very short time, and then it's going to go out, right? So basically where the second layer starts, where this out animation starts, that's where the exit animation is going to begin, right? Now, right now, you can see that the background, sorry, that the animation is on a background color. Sometimes you may want to have an alpha background, meaning a transparent background. You can go to the controller layer over here, right? And you can go to BG on off option, and you can just put a check mark like this. This way, you're gonna get a proper transparent background, and this way you can put this on a video or on a photo, and you can work like that. Just in case if you would like to have a colored background, just put the check mark back on, and you can go for the BG color, and you can decide which color works best for you. So maybe go for something like this. Oops. Right, and then see what you like, what you don't like, what works well with your project, stuff like that. I'm gonna keep this black, maybe change it to a little bit gray. There you go. You can change the color from of the text, so you can change that to red. You can change the credit color to maybe a nice blue, right? And that's how that works. Now, the one thing that we always do with our templates is that we give extra controls of scale and position. So maybe you want to shrink this down, maybe you like the animation, maybe you have changed the text, but you just want the animation to be a little bit smaller in size. You can come to the scale option over here, and you can reduce it. Right now, the thing is that you have to remember that you want to work with an alpha background, right? So you want to switch this off, and this way it's gonna get smaller, right? There you go. And you can even adjust this position. So maybe you have someone saying something, your subject speaking over here, and then you want the quote to appear. So maybe you can just scale this down, push it towards the right, and work like that. So this way you have plenty of room for showing your subject or showing someone talking, and you have a good animation happening side by side. So this is good for those kind of projects. I would just like to quickly touch up on the 3D category, because we have some extra controllers over there. So again, once we have gone to the preview and decided which one we want to work with, then we can come here and we can choose that exact quote and then start working with it. So I'm going to go for 3D quote 1 again. This is one of my favorites. So I'm going to go for the 3D category this time, decide which resolution I want to work with. So I'm going to go for 4K again. Now again, guys, you can work with this file, but the thing is that this is 10 MB, right? If your computer can handle it, that's great. But I'm going to go for the individuals, and I'm going to take this individual file 01, and I'm just going to drag and drop it over here, right? I open this, go to 3D main 3D, right? So it's 01 main 3D. And as you can see, we have a little bit of a depth animation. Right now, the only controllers, the extra controllers that you will find, are the focus distance and the aperture. This is basically to help you control the blur settings, right? And this is you can like because there is a stopwatch over here, you can always come in here and you can animate this, right? So we can come over here and we can maybe make it like this. So this way you're gonna have a nice animation that moves with the time, right? And this way it's gonna work really well, and you can decide which part of the quote has the blur. So this way, if we increase the blur with the aperture setting, with the focus distance, we get to decide which part of the animation or which part of the text gets the blur. So whether you want it to be a little over here, a bit over there, stuff like that, right? So you can probably animate it like this from left to right, and it would look really nice. Alright, so those are the extra settings that we have offered in the 3D category of the quote, and that makes up my quote animation pack. If you're having any problems with this template, feel free to message me and I will help you out as much as I can. Thank you so much for posting this template, and I will see you next time. Thank you.